Okay, it was just different. So we're going to capitalize on 5 moves that you need to be able to do for the rest of your life. Seriously, just for mobility. That's what this is today. Mobility Wednesday. So I hope you're ready for this. So number 1, I am barefooted. I'm on carpet, so it's easy for me to go barefooted. If it's not easy for you to go barefooted, that's okay. But I want to encourage you as we're starting to warm up. I just start doing some motion, okay? I just let my arms swing, and as my arms swing, I say rib cage up, okay? I start breathing through my nose. It's very hard to breathe through your nose when you're talking. So my husband said, well, that's a great opportunity. He used to say, that's a great opportunity to shut up. So use the opportunity to shut up on a regular basis, and it'll make you breathe through your nose. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. I'm just doing a pendulum swing. I'm not lifting anything. I'm walking front to back, and I'm doing a pendulum swing. I'm going to use my little pole here in just a second. I'm going to put it right there. And as I walk, see, it's very different when you walk barefooted. And you might not think so, but you got a lot of joints, a lot of muscles, and a lot of bones in your feet. They need to be exercised. And one of the best ways to do it is to carefully ambulate with bare feet. Now, some of you have conditions that if you have arthritis, if you have plantar fasciitis, if you have many different kind of conditions in your feet, then you have to also, put those fences around there. But if you're on carpet, just take a moment to do front to back walking. See what we're doing? It's a front to back walk. And I'm swinging my arms. I'm keeping my chin tucked. I'm breathing through my nose. I'm keeping my tummy braced. Just learn to brace. If you just brace, keep your chin tucked, that's going to send you a long way toward good neutral posture practices. Okay, so now as I've walked, see how I'm going heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe? Then when I back up, what am I going to do? Yeah, you're going to put the ball of your foot, and then you're going to press into the heel. But you're going to hesitate because you know why? Because you're not going to keep your knee bent. When you walk back, let's do it again. When you walk back and you put that toe, the ball of the foot down, and you push into the heel, I want you to go ahead and contract the front of your thigh. That's going to make your leg go straight. And when you do that, you're going to get a great beginning stretch coming up through your leg from your heel on up. So you walk like normal. As you swing your arms, I'm just swinging my arms. Now I'm going to go into, what we've been working here in is a sagittal plane, forward and backward. Now we're going to go sideways, push. See that? I'm going to go sideways. It's a slide. It's a slide. And when I go like this, guess what some of you did? I know it. You went like this and you brought your shoulder way up here. Okay? So step, slide, and drop the shoulder. Go to the point toe. Yeah, just like that. Then make sure your feet are pointing forward because you're going to slide. You're going to slide and push with your shoulder down. Then you're going to slide. Keep the toe pointed. Drop your shoulder. And you're going to slide. Yeah, keep your toes forward. Do it a couple of times. Keep your shoulder down. Slide. Yeah, just like that. Then take a big deep breath, then go into a little bit of a fold. So what am I going to capitalize on today? I'm going to capitalize on the 5 moves that you need to be able to do with confidence and smoothly, okay? And I bet if I had you guess the very first one, I wonder what you would guess. Okay, so now I'm going to go opposite to opposite. See, before when I was swinging my arms, I was doing this, okay? So now I'm going to step, and I'm going to go opposite, opposite, okay? And I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go out. Both. My palm is up here, my hand is out here, and then I'm going to come back. You see how I stepped? Then I'm going to step, and here I go, way back, and then I'm going to go open and open. Ooh, way back. Yeah, thumb down, thumb up, thumb down. Then come back to the center, and then come back, and then come back. Then do that slide thing, slide thing, slide thing, slide thing. So it's just a glide. Your tummy is tight. Think about your ears over your shoulders over your hips. You know why you want to do that? Because when you go into sliding, many of you have leaned forward. So the minute I went into the slide, you did this. You did that. So I'm going to say rib cage up, and I'm going to slide. I'm going to slide. And I might go forward a little bit at the beginning, but I'm going to keep my knees bending. I want to say rib cage up while I'm pointing. Okay. Take a big deep breath. Put your hands right here and go right here. See? To the knee. Now, you know, if I came into your room right now, you know what I would do? So what today is about is the 5 moves that you need to be doing regularly. You need to be able to do these through your life if you're going to be independent. So I'm barefooted. I'm going to go wide. I'm going to turn my toes out. I would say not more than 10 degrees, just a little. Okay. And as I come down, see, I want my knees to track over those toes, but I don't want to round my back. That's what you don't want to do. Okay, so drop your shoulders, slide your hands right down here. See, I'm stepping wide. So I'm going into a sit to stand modality. So that's one of the things that while having our birthdays, we have to be able to do. So now position yourself at your chair. And we're going to go right here into a sit. As I come into a stand, I'm going to have my feet forward or out just a little bit. And when you start to come up, notice what you do with your knees. They should not come in. They should not go wide open. Okay, either one of those, you've got to adjust your distance of where your foot is. And then you're going to come up to a standing. And then you're going to go down. Take a big deep breath. Then we're going to come back up. And we're going to swing those arms that we worked on. We're going to bring them right here. I'm going to take my thumbs and point them right down on my head. Okay? There's good reason to do this. I'm going to swing those hands down. I'm going to come back down to a sit down. Take a breath. And exhale as you come up. What I want you to notice is, where are your sticking points? I have people that come in with me that have had multiple joints replaced, knees, hips, you have feet issues, you have back issues. Pretty soon you just don't feel like moving. Well, we're capitalizing on the 5 moves that you need to be able to do, okay, with ease. And if you'll keep practicing at these, it will help put you in a very mobile ability range. See how my thumbs are right here on my head? They're right there, okay? That keeps me from reaching up quite yet. Here, I'm coming down. You ready? Watch the way you're tracking. Where are your sticking points? Coming up, and you should be pressing more into your heels as you come up and as you go down. And you're breathing, you're exhaling, coming up. Take a breath. You can exhale as you go down. Bring those hands up to the thumbs on top of the head, right there. Now drop the hands back. So now the hands are behind the head. Okay, take a breath. Now we're going to hip hinge. Now we're going to go to a sit down. And I've got my hands, my arms wide open. So I'm wrapping some other very important moves around these 5 main moves that we're going to do today. Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, push your hips back. See how I'm pushing forward with my hands, but I'm keeping my chin tucked. Take a breath, heels, and you're up. If that's difficult for you to do, of course, bring your hands right here in a V, and you just help yourself right to here, and you come back up. This is a move that you need to be able to do with ease. And in order to do that, then you, at some points, which we do during the week, is you have to overload a little bit. So right now, we're going through the motion. It's a sit to stand, which puts you in a squat position and then a stand position. Then we're going to open here. How do we do that? We put our thumbs on top of our head. Then we slip those hands, both of them, down, and we're right behind the head with your hands. Take a breath. Stay with me. Keep your chin tucked. Hip hinge. We come down and we sit when we want to, not when you fall into the chair. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Hip hinge, heels, and we're up. And we're going to do it again. Take a breath. Exhale as you come down. Take a breath. Exhale as you come up. Pushing into the heels. Big breath. One more. Right down there. Open. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Up. Then we come back down. Take one hand. Go up with it as high as you can go. Okay? I'm keeping in a wide stance. I want to feel the weight on all 4 corners for this next move. Meaning I don't want to go too much into the toes, too much into the heels. Right in the middle. Take one hand, I don't care which. Right up there, just like that. Now act like I'm right there in front of you. And I'm pushing this back. See that? Then I just come forward and I push it back. And I come forward and I push it back. And if you have a shoulder issue to where this causes any kind of pain, then don't do the move. What a novel idea. Keep your elbow bent, number 1. Number 2, don't get out of a neutral spine. Think about a plumb line coming from the ears to the shoulders to the hips to the knees. See that? So I can do it that way here. You can do it that way here. Drop. Now take the other hand. Go up as far as you can. And then act like I'm right there. And I'm going to put my hand right there and push. So you're going to take your arm back. So elbow soft. Almost a little bit bent. So have you locked your knees? If you locked your knees, well, don't. Soften up your knees. How do you do that? You act like you're riding on a little horsey, see? And you push. See how? Act like I'm pushing your hand back, but you're doing it. You're doing it. And then you come back. Then you swing those arms down. You bring them both up. Are you ready? Elbows are bent. A little. And then they go pushing back. Take a big breath. Soften up your knees. Soften up your knees. Soften up your knees. Take a big breath again. Bring the hands behind the head. Now hip hinge, go into the heels, and we come down and we set. That move should not cause pain in your knees. If it does, then we need to go a different tact with you, okay? So that's the first biggie that you need to always be able to do, a sit to stand, unless you enjoy using bedpans. It's your choice, until you have, an incident. Okay, we're going to go into the second move. This is a precursor. So when I'm in this position, this is a perfect time to stretch your feet, especially if your feet are barefooted with me. So my toes are down. I'm putting a little bit of pressure to push down right here. Then I push back and I feel a little stretch right there. Perfect. This is a perfect time then to not only stretch your foot, but right here. So I'm going to open back just like that. Then I'm going to turn and I'm going to pull this way. So now we're entering into a whole different plane of motion, the transverse plane. Now, when you grab your chair and you're turning, you got to keep that knee down. Don't let it come out. If you've let it come out, then you've gotten totally out of neutral spine. Okay? So keep the knee down, take a breath, drop your shoulders, pull. Then you come back here and you open. See that? And then you just drop down and pull, look over your shoulder, look over your shoulder, look over your shoulder. And then you tighten your tummy and you go open right here. This is got Kay's name on it right here. Open, open, drop your shoulders, open, open, drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath. Yes. So now I'm not going to go to the other side yet. Now, maybe this is easy for me to do because my legs may be a little bit longer. If your legs aren't long, or if you've had a knee replacement, put your little pad right there. You see how easy it is to come off that chair just like that? Just like that. Yeah, just like that. Now we're in a perfect position to do the second important move to be able to always do. And even if you're using a pad, still that's fine. It's called a reverse lunge. Okay. Lunging of all sorts is a very good thing to do. However, sometimes, it gets a lot. So this is one. I'm right here and I'm going to put pressure on my toes. I'm going to put pressure on the front leg, not just the back leg. That's very important. And then I'm going to maintain neutral. Okay. And I'm going to, see, that's a sneeze where you're so glad you're not here in the room. I think it's the hay fever type. I'm not sick at all. No. But I have 3 dogs. And it is spring. Okay, I'm in the position. I have my chair here. I'm going to put pressure on my feet, both. I'm going to tighten and I'm going to tighten. And I'm going to contract here, tighten here. I'm going to put pressure and I'm going to come up from that position. Then I'm going to go down to that position. And by using this in this position, this is a very helpful way to get stronger in this move. This is a very important move. So here I go. And here's what a lot of people might do. You're thinking about coming up from this position. I know it. And you're going, I don't know. That's a lot. Don't do the swingy thing. Okay. Push here if you need to. Have your pole here if you need to. Here's what you must do though. Press equal amounts, front and back. Tighten, tighten, go. And you're right here. See that? Then you bend that back knee and you come down and don't excessively lean. You'll lean some, but you lean from the hip. You don't lean from your back. Okay, my toe is still underneath. I'm going to do one more. Here we go. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. And if you want it more challenging, do this whole thing with no holding. Do that about 10 times, 2 sets of 10. Okay, don't jerk. Do a little press. Stay even. Tighten. Squeeze your butt. Ah, right there. And when you come up, you'll lose your balance a little bit. That's normal because you're in a split stance. You're way out here trying to balance a lot of stuff. You're barefooted. When you go down, don't lean excessively. You'll lean some, but lean through the hip. Lean through the hip, not curling your back, not flexing your back. Okay, take a breath. Okay, we're going to go sit on the chair. See, it's right here. It's super easy to just come here and slide onto the chair. See that? Now I'm going to turn the other way. Okie dokie. So you're right on the edge of the chair. I'm going to stretch this nicely. I'm going to open that arm out. Drop the shoulder. Open it out. You got it? Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Then I'm going to turn, grab that chair, and look over my shoulder. Keep my chin tucked. Take a big breath. Keep that knee down, down, down. Don't let it flare on you. Come back. Do it a couple of times. So I'm right here. See? Put your little pillow wherever you think you need to have it. See, because we're going to be on it here in just a minute. So see how I'm going to open? I'm going to open, open, open. So if you have a delicate shoulder, this is a perfect time to give yourself a chance to open the chest. Yeah, just like that. And then you come here, you grab your chair, you turn and look over your shoulder. You take big, deep breaths. Big, deep breaths through the nose. And then you're ready to do the reverse lunge. So I'm going to come right here, right into the little pad. I got my toes underneath me here. And what's the biggest thing that where you're going to feel the pressure? Equal front leg, back leg, right? You might even push a little bit more even in the front leg because this one's going to get a lot anyway. So put your hand here if you need any help. Don't pull or you'll be on the floor. Take a breath. Are you ready? Tighten your tummy, tighten your gluteal, press, and come to a straight leg and back. Then go back into that very careful drop. Okay? Adjust your chair after you've gotten off of it. We're going to do this 3 times. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. Use your chair. You can use both hands or one. If you use both hands, don't flex your back. Hip hinge. Press, and you're up. So this is my knee replacement. This is my hip replacement. And you're going to have to use different modifications on both sides. So be ready for that. Take a breath. Here we go. One more time. Press, lift, feel it on both feet, and then come back down. Okay? Okay, go back and sit on your seat. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm just going to slide into my chair. See that? Just slide into my chair. So now, that was showing you the reverse lunge, which is a very important move to be able to maintain. If I was to show you that just out here, and I didn't go from the chair, a lot of you would be discouraged about doing it. But I want you to be able to get to where you can come down and come up with no help. That's what's important, to use the chair and to use the suggestions that I just used. Okay, that's the reverse lunge. So I'm winding some other moves into these 5 basic moves. So the next one, I could be totally on the floor because it's a plank. Yeah, we've done those before, haven't we? Well, I'm going to use the pad and I'm going to use the chair. I may go on down to the floor. You can start on the floor if you want to. You don't have to mess around with a chair if that's where you're at. But if not, then you're going to do it with the chair with me. Okay? So I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to be thinking about what's a plank. The plank is just that. If you took a piece of wood, a plank, and put it from here to here, well, you wouldn't be dipping, would you? Or you wouldn't be putting your butt up. Right, so the basic plank is straight on. So getting there, we're gonna do a little adjusting. So I'm gonna put my hands right here. If that bothers me at all with my wrists, then I can put my fists. You can have a pad here as well, or not, but I'm gonna put my toes right back here on my little balance pad. And I'm going to keep my chin tucked. I'm going to squeeze my rear end really tight. And the reason I want to be on this pad is because we're doing it from the chair, which is a little bit of a modification. But here's what I want you to avoid. Avoid going down here until we want to, and avoid doing this. See how I don't want to do that? That's number one. Number two, I want my shoulders over my wrists. My arms are not locked. My elbows are just soft. Now I'm going to go from the plank with my feet on my little practice pad to right to the side. It's a very small movement. But when you go from a straight out plank on your pad, and then you drop 2 inches, okay, you're going to feel a lot of muscle work in your tummy, okay? Keep that shoulder down. Take a breath. Keep the shoulder down. Keep your tummy super tight. And see how I'm just stepping up onto the pad? And then I maintain plank. Then I step off, and then I maintain plank, or I get back to it. I can keep my legs straight. I can bend it a little bit. This is excellent work for core. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Then I'm going to come up. I'm going to step off of there. I'm going to stretch back out. I'm just going to put my hands to the back of the chair. I'm going to push my butt back that way. Yes, now you let your shoulders come right to your ears. Take a big deep breath to your ears. Then you come right back into the plank position. You go right back into the pad. You come down and you swing your rear end way down there. Then you swing it way up. And bring your hands right, your ears right between your shoulders. You're down on the pad with your feet. Now swing it one more time. It's a big movement. Do not go fast on this. Drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Pull. Push. Go to your feet. Woo. Big move. And then come back down. Okay. Now we're going to take this. And like I told you, if some of you want to be on the floor, God bless you. You go right ahead and get on the floor. However, make sure that you're not doing little sluggy moves. What's a little sluggy move? So getting into the position's fine, but you don't want to go up with your butt, and you don't want to swing it down until you're ready to do that kind of a stretch. So now this is going to be about shoulder and abdominal, and it's a little modification. I have my little pad on my chair. I'm going to put my elbows on the chair, okay? I'm going to go and act like I'm going to put my knees down and then bring them back up and then come back down, and then come back up. See that? So big breath, exhale. Don't hold your breath. Okay, this one is very important in that right now, when you're just hovering over the ground with your knees, see how I don't have my knees on the ground? And then I come up and I put my heels down. I really push my heels down. Then I come right back into that plank position, and I don't put my knees down. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Don't put your knees down. You're pushing into the elbows. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Come back up. Push your heels down. Big stretch, okay? Bring your shoulders down now. Swing it right back down. And you're gonna act like you're gonna put your knees on the ground, but you don't. See how I'm hanging there? Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, and come back, okay? Now, one more time, and use the opportunity of the one more time that I was gonna do it to go into the floor. I know it. I know it. So, I'm here on the floor. If this bothers your knees, then always have a little gardening pad, or this little balance pad works great. Being on all fours does not hurt my knees. Doesn't hurt my replaced knee or anything. If it does for you, then try to go from thinking, well, I just can't get on my knees, to using a pad. Just practice it. Just see if it might work. Because if you put a little pad there, chances are you're going to be able to get on all fours. Okay? So now I'm going to weave in a move here before I do the last two moves. Okay? So what's the move I'm going to weave in here? Because I think it's a very important basic move. But I'm not putting it as one of the 5. I could make it 6. But being on all fours, I'm not kidding you. You can either use your hands down or you can use your fist. But you know what you can't do? You can't let your shoulders come way up. You got to drop your shoulders, keep your ear in line with your shoulder. And if you will just simply move in a circle. See this? This is like you can either pivot on a knee, and you can have that knee right here on your plank. See, that would be fine. You can do that or not. It's up to you. It's what you need. And then when you come here, you're going to pivot the other way. And I would almost say go ahead and move those legs. Why? Because when you crawl, like we're crawling right now, you are using so many systems. Why do you think it's so important for babies to crawl around before they are able to stand? It's a very good way to get your walking better. So, circle, circle on your hands and knees. Then you put one leg out. Then you bring it up. You squeeze your gluteal, and then you bring one hand up. And you maintain. And you can go a reach, like you're doing a salute, possibly 3 salutes. Keep that leg up. Do 3 little salutes. Then put that hand down, put that leg down. Okay? Notice, did you lose it in the tummy? You got to keep your tummy tight. You got to keep your shoulders down. Okay? So now I'm going to go to the other leg. So I'm not going to just rip it up right all at once. That's a formula for losing balance. So put it back there. Now squeeze your butt. Lift it. Now's when you bring your tummy in. Now is when you keep your shoulders down. Now is when you take a breath and you bring the other arm up. And then you can do those 3 little salutes. See that? Keep that leg up. Just 3 little salutes. Then you come down. Then you come down. So that's called a quadruped that has been done in physical therapy a lot. It's very important to train on all fours. That's why I'm encouraging you that if you have a delicate knee, yeah, you got to modify. You could do everything from the chair and not even be on your knees. Okay, what am I fixing to do? I'm fixing to get you into the fourth very important move. And it's going to be done from the floor, or it can be done from the chair. So if you find yourself in the chair, not to worry. I'm going to show you that. But if you're in the floor, I'm going to get those guys started first, and then I'll show you in the chair. Okay? So if I'm here like this, see, I'm just going to go to here like this. Then I'm going to go like this. Okay? And the only thing that I need you to be able to do is to bring your hips up. So it goes like this. I'm going to bring my hips right here. And I'm not going to look excessively this way. I'm going to bring my chin tucked. I'm going to look up, not out. And I'm going to lift my hips up. And I'm going to be in what's called a tabletop. Okay? I'm going to see if that's something I can do. Then I go this way. Okay, this is a little interset. And if you're from a chair, you probably figured it out by now. You can do it from the chair. But you see how I'm coming into this move to stretch? A little interset. Then I'm going to go right back to this position. So anytime you find yourself in the floor doing anything, picking things up, playing with your grandkids, I don't know. I like to fold clothes on the floor. That's just me. Put your hands back here. Drop your shoulders. That's very important. Take a breath. And then all you're going to do is push down into the hands. And you're going to push into the feet. And you're going to lift your hips up. Okay? You're going to hang out here for a little bit. And you're really push through the arms and the back. Yes, straight. Bring that hip up. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Then come back down. And just hang out there for like, I don't know, 3 to 10 seconds. It's going to put a lot of pressure here. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, it's going to get you to move in quite a different position. Now, that position, that's one of the games that I used to teach in PE, and it's the crab walk. Some of you teachers know that move. So what am I doing? I'm coming back up. I'm going to get back onto my chair, and I'm going to show you that if you had trouble doing what I just did, then you have to start back here on the chair. And we've done this many times in here. Okay? You put your hands right here. You have your feet wide. Take a breath. And you just push your hips up. And you gotta be able to hang out here for a little bit. Okay? Just count to 10. And then come back down. Rotate. Rotate. Because you're gonna put a lot of stress in joints that you're not used to doing. Okay, now we're ready to move into, so that's the tabletop. You can do it from the chair, or you can do it from the floor. Okay? It's a very important move. And you get to where you can just work at it for a couple of minutes. You can put it into repetitions, or you can just say, I want to hold 6 of them for 30 seconds each, something like that, 10 seconds each. Now we're going to go into, we're going to sit, then we're going to stand. That should be very easy for you to do. And if it's not easy, not to worry, okay? Because it's going to get easy if you keep doing this. I'm going to put this on as the 5 moves that you got to be able to do through your life if you're going to be mobile. So I don't know about you, but my goal is to be able to do those 5 moves. And if you can, you're going to be able to play with your grandkids, maybe your great grandkids. So what am I putting you in a position for? We are going to do, and I've done this before in here, I've said deadlift. Remember, we have weights. We can do this with weights. And if picking up something helps you to do this move, great. Get one of your weights. That would be fine. Like for instance, I'll just get a ball weight because I have my ball sitting here. Maybe you want to get a weight. You know, it could be 6 pounds, 8 pounds, 4 pounds. Just put it right there. Okay. So this is basically how you're supposed to lift. And I don't know about you, but I want to be able to lift things around my house. I want to be able to lift my little 21 pound dog if I need to. So you've got to do it properly. And in doing this, it will help your mobility so much. So just go through this with me. I just picked up a 6 pound ball. Okay. You could have a significant weight down there. And I'm doing what's called a deadlift. You could call this a froggy deadlift because we're opened wide. Okay. Basically, this is the fold. Remember the fold that I have you guys do all the time? Yeah, you're basically doing a fold with the intent of possibly picking up something. So here I come right here. So I can tell you, whenever I go into this position, I can feel it on that hip. Okay, so I'm going to push my butt back, drop my shoulders. I'm coming down, 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 down. Where should your weight be right now? It should be in your heels. Then I'm going to bring that weight right up to me. Okay, then I'm going to come down, and where should I be shifting? To the heels, pushing my butt back. And I want to drop my butt. Yeah, I don't want to drop my head. That's the biggest mistake that so many people make when they're lifting things. You get down into a certain place, and then you have that item that you need to put on the floor, and you either drop it or you straighten your legs and you go down like this, and you think, oh, see, that shows I'm real flexible. No, you're setting yourself up for a problem. So here's your weight. Shift into the hips, into the heels, come down with your butt as far as you can. And those of us with hips and knees replaced, I can't even tell you how important this is to do the mechanics properly. And that means you've got to get your butt down as far as you feel you can. Here we go. Hips, hips, hips. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Go into your heels. Go into your heels. And see with a ball, you can roll it around here. And then pull it back up. So that's a plus. Take a big breath. So as I'm coming down, the last thing I want to point out on this is that if you're coming down, see, if I were with you, I'd be standing here watching you do this. And if I see your knees buckle, or if I see them go out too far, then we have to go back to square one. Okay? Push your butt back, drop your shoulders, big breath. Knees are tracking over my toes. I'm coming down with my butt. Go ahead and move that ball around or move that weight around. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Go into your heels. And then come back. Big breath. Yes. Bring that leg in. Remember how we did the slide this morning? Yeah, it was to get you ready to recover from that move. See this? So you don't have to have a weight because this isn't a weighted day. I just have it because I was going down to pick something up. Okay, you can do it with no weight. All right. So I'm going to go out with my hands. I'm going to cross, drop my shoulders. I'm sliding, sliding, sliding. See that? Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders again. Okay. You get the position, which is a wide stance. And we're going to do, my dog is snoring. We're going to do, it's basic. That's Bonnie. She's snoring. She's quite comfortable. Okay. I'm going to push my hips back. And the biggest thing you got to get in your head is do not put your head and shoulders below your butt. Okay. You're coming down, you're coming down, you're coming down. Heels, heels, heels. You're all the way down here. Drop your butt, drop your butt, drop your butt. And then come back up. And then act like you're going to bat. Bring it to the center. Act like you're going to bat. Bring it to the center. Act like you're going to bat. Drop your shoulder. Bring it to the center. Act like you're going to bat. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders down. Come right here. Take a breath. Yeah, drop that shoulder. So these are all planes of motion that I wanted to hit all these parameters in the 5 basic moves that somebody should do on a regular basis. What does regular mean? I do it every day. I do those 5 things every day. And I could recap them if you wanted me to. Anyway, so I'm going to come over here, and we started with a sit to stand. And if you do nothing more than hold a little ball and you do a sit to stand and you keep it right here and you do 20 of them, or you do 2 sets of 10, or you do 4 sets of 5, count it however you want to. But a sit to stand is a really important thing. Okay? That's one. A reversed lunge. And if you can't go all the way down to the floor, then do it this far and then come back up. See that? This is great. If I can get somebody to do this without tottering, use your chair, wall, whatever. But you see how that I bend through the hips? So if I'm putting my knee down, I can stay upright, or I can bend through the hips. Just don't bend your back. Then I come back and I step the other way. And I just bring that knee down and back. Okay? And then I come back. I can stay upright for some. And then as I go into it and I hip hinge, I can come back down. It puts wonderful positive stretch on all the joints in your legs. It helps your balance when you can get to do a reverse lunge on both legs, and you can do half of them upright, and you can do half of them going into a normal down position, but don't flex your back. You hip hinge if you go forward, okay? Reverse lunge. Then we have the plank. I did it from the chair mostly today. I could do it from the ground, okay? Then we have the tabletop. I could do it from my chair or the ground. Just when you're sitting around, I challenge you, if you're sitting around at some fun little meeting, just do this. Just hang out here for a little bit. You can even go like this, okay? Just this motion, getting in that position is a good thing. Then you go into your froggy deadlift, or just your, I call it the fold. You just have your feet right here. Your feet are out just a tiny bit. Your knees are tapping over your toes. You come down like you're going to grab something. Your butt has to be below your head. That's what you got to remember on that, okay? It's got to be below the head, all the way down, and then coming back up. Take a big deep breath, and we're going to finish the way we started. So what am I doing? I'm just doing a pendulum swing. I'm going to pendulum swing this way with my shoulders, and then I'm going to pendulum swing this way. Okay, I'm not going to round my back, and I'm just going to let it go up. I'm going to turn my hands in all directions, palm up, palm down, open my chest and back, stay into my feet, grounded, do not round your back. Then I come back up, I give myself a great big hug, drop your shoulders, and then go back into a W. See the W? Hopefully now you're able to make a W here where your thumb can touch your shoulder, not here where you can't get your thumb to your shoulder. Keep your chin tucked and do that W just like that. And then go up into that Y, okay? And pull back, pull those thumbs back. The thumbs go back, drop your shoulders, take a big breath. Thumbs go back and then come down. Woo! I hope that was a good recap and you were able to get that done with me. Now let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, there. I don't know if it stopped, you guys. Oh dear, has it stopped? Does anybody see if it stopped recording?
No, it didn't stop.
Recording.
Shoot. Well, where's my IT person when I need it?
Did we sing a song while we're waiting?
Yeah, you'll be on film. Oh,